Imagine driving to the top of a hill, looking down at a city that has rejected you over and over again. You are broke, you are struggling, you barely have enough money in your bank account to buy a decent meal. But instead of giving up, you pull out a checkbook. You write a check to yourself for exactly $10 million. In the memo line, you write, "For acting services rendered." You date it 3 years in the future, Thanksgiving 1995, and you put it in your wallet. To the rest of the world, this looks like pure delusion. It looks like the desperate act of a crazy person. But this wasn't delusion. It was a contract with destiny. 3 years later, that broke young man would sign a movie contract for exactly $10 million. His name is Jim Carrey. Welcome to Dollar Key. Today, we are stripping away the comedy to look at the raw, untold hustle of one of the greatest entertainers in human history. We are going to show you how Jim Carrey went from being a homeless teenager cleaning toilets to becoming a Hollywood legend. More importantly, we are going to give you his exact blueprint for manifesting success when the odds are completely stacked against you. Let's dive in. Before Jim Carrey was making the world laugh, he was living a nightmare. He grew up in Canada, and when he was just 12 years old, his father, an accountant and the sole provider for the family, lost his job. The family lost everything. They were evicted from their home. With nowhere to go, Jim, his parents, and his siblings were forced to move into a bright yellow Volkswagen camper van. They parked it in campgrounds and parking lots, surviving the brutal, freezing Canadian winters. To help his family survive, young Jim had to take a job as a janitor and security guard at a local factory. After attending school all day, he would work agonizing 8-hour shifts, scrubbing toilets, sweeping floors, and cleaning up filth. The physical and emotional toll was devastating. The stress made him angry, isolated, and completely shut down. But in the middle of that profound darkness, Jim discovered a survival mechanism. He realized that if he made funny faces, told jokes, and acted crazy, he could make his depressed mother laugh. He could make his struggling father smile. Comedy wasn't just a hobby for Jim Carrey, it was a lifeline. It was the only way he knew how to bring light into a world that felt incredibly dark. He realized that his ability to control his energy could literally change the environment around him. He didn't know it yet, but that desperate survival tactic was the foundation of a billion-dollar skill set. By his late teens, he decided he was going to take his talent to the biggest stage in the world, Los Angeles. He arrived in Hollywood with empty pockets and a head full of dreams. He managed to get a spot at the legendary Comedy Store. But Hollywood doesn't care about your dreams, it only cares about results. Jim went on stage and he bombed hard. The crowd didn't just stay silent, they actively booed him off the stage. The rejection was crushing. He spent his nights sitting alone, wondering if he was completely out of his mind for thinking he could make it. But Jim Carrey possessed a unique mindset. He understood the power of visualization. Every single night, he would drive his beat-up Toyota up to Mulholland Drive. He would sit on the hood of his car, look down at the glowing lights of the city, and stretch his arms out. He would literally visualize directors offering him massive roles. He would visualize the crowds cheering. He would sit there until he actually felt the emotion of success in his chest. He told himself, "I have these things. They are already mine. They just haven't arrived yet." And that is when he made the ultimate commitment. In 1990, sitting on that dark hill, he pulled out his checkbook and wrote that legendary $10 million. He kept it in his wallet every single day as a physical reminder of his value. It became worn, tattered, and faded, but his belief never did.
Jim didn't just visualize, he outworked everyone in the room. He took his rejection and used it as fuel to become completely undeniable. He finally landed a breakout role on the sketch comedy show In Living Color. He was making waves, but the universe was preparing to cash his check. Then came the year 1994. In a single 12-month period, Jim Carrey released Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. All three movies were massive, historic, global blockbusters. Jim Carrey didn't just become a star, he became the biggest box office draw on the planet. And right before Thanksgiving 1995, the exact date he wrote on that wrinkled check in his wallet, he found out his payment for the movie Dumb and Dumber. The studio paid him exactly $10 million. A few years later, Jim's father passed away. At the funeral, Jim walked up to his father's casket. He reached into his pocket, pulled out the worn, faded $10 million check that he had carried for years, and slipped it into his father's suit pocket. It was the ultimate symbol of a promise kept. The homeless kid in the VW van had finally conquered the world. Jim Carrey's journey from a factory janitor to a Hollywood icon proves that your current reality does not dictate your ultimate destiny. If you're building a business or fighting for a dream, here are the 3 golden rules you must learn from his story. Number 1. Visualize, then materialize. Jim Carrey didn't just sit on a hill wishing for money. He visualized his success to program his brain, and then he drove back down the hill and worked relentlessly to make it happen. Visualization without execution is just a hallucination. See the goal clearly in your mind. Believe it is already yours, and then hustle like your life depends on it. Number 2. Turn your pain into power. Jim used the deep trauma and poverty of his childhood as the fuel to make people laugh. The greatest entrepreneurs and creators in the world don't hide from their pain, they weaponize it. Whatever struggle you are going through right now is just raw energy. You can either let it destroy you, or you can channel it into building your empire. Number 3. State your value before the market does. When Jim wrote that $10 million check, nobody in Hollywood thought he was worth $10. He didn't wait for the world to validate him, he validated himself. In business, you must know your worth long before anyone else recognizes it. If you don't believe you are destined for greatness, the market never will. Jim Carrey proved that you can literally write your own ticket in life as long as you are willing to do the work to cash it. Thank you for watching Dollar Key.